Okay, I came across this thread on Kotaku in Action, and I wanted to make a video about this. And I have my cup of coffee right here. So let's dive right into this. Notice I found a series of events on TYT today. This is especially noticeable because these two segments were back to back. The first story was about Chariot for Women, which is a ride-sharing app. Sorry about that. Uh, Ride-sharing app exclusive for women. The panel's initial reaction was completely in favor of the app, though Anna eventually explained why the marketing behind the idea could be problematic. Ultimately, the panel thought it was a good idea to have a gender option. Personally, as a libertarian, I have no problem with this, but then I thought, what if someone wanted to pick up only white riders? Again, I'd have no problem with this, but I would wager the panel would be completely outraged at the idea. Anyway, I digress. The second story was about an all men's club at Harvard that is resistant to the idea of being forced to allow women in the club. I naturally assumed the panel would have the same reaction to let the club do what they want. But I was dead wrong. The panel's reaction was completely negative and they proceeded to attack the club. The decision was quickly turned to rape culture. The inconsistency was completely unnoticed by the panel. So yeah, going just before we go, my opinion. I watched this and I didn't like it. So let's go ahead and watch this.
This to be launched in the coming days, but some people are a little upset about it and feel that it's discriminatory. Now, this ride sharing service is referred to as Chariot for Women, and what it aims to do is ensure that women can be driven around by other women. Let me give you more details. In an attempt in empowerment and safety, only women, cisgender and transgender, children under 13 years old, and non binary people can ride or drive, excluding children for the latter. Former
So we already have a non-binary, some sort of gender, which kind of points to the guy that made this is of the social justice, a regressive type.
Uber driver Michael Pellets came up with the app after having a negative encounter with a very drunk male rider and when his wife expressed fear over becoming a female Uber driver. So essentially, if you feel uncomfortable as a woman being driven around by a man with Uber or Lyft or any of these other ride sharing services, well, this option is supposed to be available to you beginning April 19th. But already there are some questions as to whether this is legal and whether this is a clear case of discrimination, because the company obviously is only going to hire female drivers.
It's discriminatory, yes, it is. But I want to address men for 1 second. You have Uber, you have Lyft. This is for women to feel safe. There are a lot of
Okay, so right off the bat, we have it's totally okay to be sexist right here. So you have a service just for women because they feel unsafe. You can already see the slippery slope here. Oh, what about if if a woman doesn't want to be driven by a black woman? What if this includes both genders and men don't want to be driven by women? What if the person ordering this cab or driver doesn't want to be driven by an Asian, by a Arab, by a whatever you wanna think of, transgender, gay. I mean, this could very quickly turn into a racist, sexist app, or multiple apps, uh, because you don't feel safe. You need your safe space in when you order this thing. Instead of suggesting improvements to where you can see the rating and previous feedback for the driver, You can also see if it's a male or female. You can make a conscious decision what you want as a driver, where you want to go. Instead of making this exclusively for women as a sexist app where men are discriminated against, not only being hired but also not being even able to do this as a job. It's discriminatory, and we're fine for this man as an app.
You guys that are creeps. You know it, I know it, just admit it. Use Uber, use Lyft, shut the hell up. Let this go as it is so women can feel safe. We have girlfriends, we have daughters, we have wives, we have sisters.
So appeal to emotion, and there's no way women are creeps when they're drunk. No, not at all. I've had personal experience where women get really freaking touchy when they're drunk. Why the appeal to emotion just disgusts me a little bit, because women need a safe space when it comes to driving. Instead of just making a better app, um, and I would also like to know the statistics that Uber drivers rape or sexually assault their consumers. Uh, but just because you had one bad experience means that all male drivers have to be creeps. That's the logic this guy is going with. Not just the guy at TYT, but the guy creating this app.
We have mothers. If women want to feel safe, I love women. I want y'all to feel safe. I have friends that are assholes that are creeps. When they're drunk, they become assholes and even worse creeps. And I have female friends that have not felt safe in some of these ride sharing apps. But if this is what it takes for you all to feel safe and have fun, go ahead.
It's a solution.
Go ahead, do
I'm
your
sorry.
thing.
This is a solution. There is a disproportionate amount of female victims compared to men. Not to say that men are not victims of sexual
'Cause men
assault
are,
or
of
rape,
course.
because they are.
That's actually not true. I would also like a citation, because men, in general, at least in the U.S., get raped more than women. So citation needed there.
Right.
But women are more, and this does happen in cabs, in car services, in Ubers. So where's the alternative?
Again, I would like a citation.
Where's the solution? In my opinion, this is the solution. And my dad's the one that forwarded me this article. He was excited because I take Ubers and cabs all the time for work, and he felt like you just stated, oh, good, this isn't a great alternative for my daughter, because God forbid, do I ever want her to be a victim of rape or sexual assault in a cab where she can't get.
Oh, just because you're constantly afraid of getting raped, it doesn't mean all men are trying to rape you all the time. It's a minority of men that actually rape. Oh my God.
Out.
I think that there's a better alternative, and I surprisingly am not in favor of this. And the reason why is because it starts off with the unfair assumption that men in America just pose a threat to women, right? I think that's unfair because it also makes it seem as though women can never be sexual predators. We've done various stories on women who were sexual predators, whether they're educators or in a position of power where they can take advantage of, younger people working under them or being educated under them. Now, with that said, look, I understand that there are some women who might feel unsafe, which is why maybe creating a ride sharing service that gives you the option of either a male or a female driver is a good way or a better way of dealing with this. And
Hallelujah! This is one of the few occasions I'm actually gonna agree with Annika Sperrin. Jesus, so hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So you actually insert some common sense into this. Should this even be called, this debate or whatever?
don't market the product as, oh, men pose a threat to you, so as a result, we're going to give you the option of women. I think that's unfair to men, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
right? And Uber should do a better job in background checking their drivers, right? That's
Uber-
another solution to it.
Right.
But I think that, I don't know, it really sets a bad or sends a bad message about an entire gender that I think is unfair. Think about it if the roles were reversed, right? Think about it if men came out and said, we don't like being driven around by women because women are not great drivers. Like, obviously, the statistics do not prove that, but let's say they said that, and all of a sudden there's a ride sharing service where they only employ men. I mean, everyone would be outraged, right?
Of course. And I think
Hallelujah,
this is a great
hallelujah. So, actually, some common sense that's put in right here. How these two, the guy in the middle and Sam, Sam Shepard, I think her name is, that she is, she and the guy are defending this. With this simple logic, you could just, well, what if you reverse it? It would make no freaking sense, and nobody would accept that. But because it's women, we have a double standard.
Of course, and I think this is a great alternative. I agree with you in the sense that it needs some reworking.
Yeah.
Because by any means do we want to put out the statement that men are all bad or pose
But you just said almost the opposite just a minute ago.
a threat to women. That should not be the case. And does it really? Is that how they're marketing it though?
It's yeah, definitely. I mean, you have the founder of it saying, "Oh, you know, my wife felt uncomfortable with a man driving. She felt like he was posing a threat."
But some
so
women
as a
do
result,
feel that way though.
which I understand. I
yeah.
understand that, which is why I think maybe adjusting ride-sharing services so you can choose a man or a woman is a better alternative.
Needs some
but
reworking.
Right, but you can't have a business that says we only hire men or we only hire women. In fact, there was a case like this before that faced a serious discrimination lawsuit, and they won. So let me give you an example of that. In 2014, the car service She Taxis, which had a similar mission, had to close down because of basically identical discriminatory claims.
So again, now you're trying to defend this, but and it doesn't make sense. So you have a previous example where they had to shut down, and you're still gonna defend this. I don't get it. How can you defend this potential racist, sexist app? Sorry, racist, sexist app.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know whether this would hold up in court, but it does pose some issues when it comes to discrimination.
And I definitely understand your points, and you made really valid points, as you always do. This is why you're my
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't take as sexist and discriminatory as I said. Yes, it is, but I don't. For me, it doesn't bother me because I have other options. I can use Lyft. I can use, Uber. And if you don't feel safe with using those, then you can use this status. But I do love the option.
So what if men don't feel safe? Well, again, double standard.
Of having these other ride-share services choose a male or female. It's almost like when you go to get a massage. And they
Yeah,
ask you,
I
do you
love that you brought that up. Yes.
Do you prefer a
It's a great
male or female?
comparison.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that either.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I think giving people the option is okay. But again, don't market it as one gender is just inherently violent and dangerous.
I'm surprised that's not. I had no idea.
But
they were
I
marketing
will
that
say
way. That's
personally,
not good.
I will.
They said this when they read up the statement from the founder or the idea behind this, and you supported this. Now you're gonna backpedal and not back this. You're defending this app because it is sexist, because women feel unsafe, and you defended this. And because someone made an actual good point, you're trying to backpedal a little bit.
I say personally, I've had a lot of female friends that'll call me and say, "Hey, just stay on the phone with me because this driver is creeping me out."
Without a
And
doubt,
9 times out
without
of
a
10
doubt. And
yeah,
there's
it's a
been a
male.
number of cases within Uber where women have been victims of sexual assault and rape, and men too. And like you said, Uber has not done a good job of properly vetting them. And then when there are complaints or there are charges, what do? They sweep it under the rug.
But let's
Yeah.
not also blame these companies, because a lot of people can fabricate a lot of information. A lot of people can really, hide a lot of things in their past to come up through background checks and things like that. So
And you know what happens to these people that are found out to rape people? They get sent to jail.
I'm sure they're doing the best that they can, and there's probably other methods they can use to go even deeper. But at the same time, it's the best option is going to be that male or female choice.
I'm
They
glad
better
there's
give
an
you- I think you
alternative,
should have
though.
equity in
I'm
Uber
glad
for,
there's an alternative.
Yeah.
I'm for it with
Yeah.
the some reworking of the marketing. I don't
Yeah.
like the way they're.
Yeah, but it's not gonna change. It only has female drivers, and you're still backing this product or this app, which is clearly sexist. We can read some of the comments right here. You can if you as a woman feel uncomfortable being driven by a man, if you as a white feel uncomfortable being driven around by a black, I think the guy needs to learn to sell better. Don't say most men are creeps. No one's going to listen to you after that. I do think women are more cautious. They're taught to be by a variety of sources. Look at when I was in high school, I worked in a female-only gym. Kind of the same idea, but it was a gym. Anyway, one day a man came in asking for directions. He wanted to know where the nearest bank was. I gave him the directions. He went on his way. As soon as he left, my boss appeared and all freaked out. She kept asking questions. Do you know that guy? Is he a family member? Do you know who he is? As far as I can tell, this was just a random person who just wanted to know where the nearest bank was. But my boss seemed to real freaked out about the fact that an unknown man had entered the building. Bottom line, these types of businesses are illegal. However, assuming that the other gender is always a threat tends to lead to a rather skewed perception of who is and is not dangerous. Yeah, so let's see if they can use the same type of logic and thought behind this. They can defend this, but they're gonna go out of the way and go and talk about this, where a club at Harvard don't really want to have females in their male-only club. So let's see what they say about that.
Harvard is trying to ensure that their on-campus clubs are no longer exclusively male or exclusively female. Now, we're not talking about sororities. We're talking about campus clubs like the Porcelain Club, which I had never heard of. But apparently, it's this insanely exclusive male-only club on the Harvard campus. Apparently, luminaries like President Theodore Roosevelt and Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes were members of these clubs, or this club in specifically. So Harvard is like, all right, let's find a way to integrate women into some of these exclusive clubs.
So we have a male club where these guys, men, just want to talk about men stuff and have a so-called safe space where they can share ideas, talk with people with other opinions, but also have be the same gender and just talk about stuff. And now they're going the Harvard is gonna force them to have diversity and inclusiveness in this club, even though you could just make a separate club for this and have that inclusivity right there. I don't really get it. Well, why can't I mean you can have an all female club. Personally, it wouldn't bother me, but somehow it does bother Harvard.
They think that it would be a good way in dealing with some of the look, I don't agree with them on this, but they think it's a good way of tackling some of these sexual assault cases that have been popping up in a lot of Ivy League schools.
You mean the cases where with the mattress girl, UVA, and cases where a guy getting just being accused of being raped gets you thrown out of university, where the university is judged during executioner of that individual without any proof, and where women have never lied about rape accusations, and there is no proof of this. You mean those type of stuff? And
Now, the response from the Porcelain Club was not a good one, okay? Because here's how they responded. Charles Story, who is the club officer, said, "Given our policies, we are mystified as to why the current administration feels that forcing our club to accept female members would reduce the incidence of sexual assault on campus." For
right there, I'm gonna rewind just a little. Okay, here. So that assumes that people or the men in this club are potential rapists and are gonna rape in the future. I would like a citation if they are even people who have raped in that club. So there is no evidence to suggest this. So why would including females in this club reduce sexual assault on campus in any way? There is nothing that is going to suggest that this is going to reduce anything, because these aren't the people that rape women. So why do you have to include diversity and inclusivity in this club when it's doing nothing wrong? To just have a club, a space where they can say whatever they want to each other, share ideas, whatever. They're doing nothing wrong.
forcing single gender organizations to accept members of the opposite sex could potentially increase, not decrease, the potential for sexual misconduct.
So that right there. Just think of the logic here. The guy here saying is, if you're gonna force something on people that they don't like, and which they don't want, they're not gonna like it. So when you have a club where you have people who are guys, just want to talk about stuff that are guys things, and you have to include women suddenly. These new members are not gonna be welcome with anything, because they're gonna probably get bullied, excluded, and they're gonna try everything to get them out of the club because they don't want them there. That's gonna mean that these women that are going to be in this porcelain club are gonna get bullied, and they're gonna be harassed or whatever. It's not a good way to do things. Instead of making a new club where both genders could have a club, instead of making something new where it's organic, all the people want to be there, and the rules are pretty straightforward. You have to force the already existing clubs to accept something they don't want.
Wow. I mean, you don't want women in
Is
your
this Harvard?
club so much that you are willing to say that they will be threatened by sexual assault.
Yeah.
That's not what he said. Okay, just a few seconds after this, you completely forget what he just said. The sexual misconduct means they're gonna be saying slurs to women or something like cunt, which probably isn't allowed on campus. Anyways, there is a conduct when you are on campus for colleges. That's simple. So they are afraid it's gonna be broken if that happens, and there was no mention of sexual assault in this message. So now you're projecting your own crap into this statement.
2 points for honesty? No. I mean, it's basically saying you can equate it to, you were wearing a really short skirt, Anna,
Yeah.
and then something inappropriate happened, or you were assaulted, or you were raped, and you know what?
Oh, here we go. So we're going. again, just a few seconds after reading that, I'm bunking, I'm face palming, cause so, and that's not even what he's saying. So you're gonna say if women are in this gonna be in this club, they're gonna get raped and sexually assaulted, with no proof suggesting this. It's, oh my god, it's so stupid. It's so freaking stupid.
And it's kind of your fault for wearing that.
Yeah.
So if the women come into our exclusive club and something happens, it's their fault for being in this environment.
Yeah.
That's not, again, that's not what he said. Oh my god. Oh, these fucking social justice warriors. They are so freaking narrow and stupid. And again, look at what they said during this. It was by that black guy and this woman Sam Shepard, whatever her name is. They're completely fine with this app, which can be used by thousands and millions of females, actively discriminating against men because one woman had a bad experience, and you can not give men work, and oh my god, and you have a club with probably 100 members, and they can't have a small club where they discuss what they want. No, because it has to be inclusive, and the diversity has to be there, and it is sexist when you're gonna force guys. It's the exact same thing with video games, where you call all gamers sexist because I don't want to. Christ, this is so face palming, stupid, the logic right here, and the double standard, or from this to this, is so blatantly obvious.
It's I cannot believe that Harvard educated boys can even think this way.
Yeah. I mean, look, to be honest with you, I kind of can believe it, right?
Really?
Because
What's
it's like,
the
I don't know, it's like this.
So let's collectively just say all men in these colleges are freaking sexist and call them boys, not men. Way to go in this objectively.
Elitist attitude, this like sense of entitlement. And so I guess it doesn't really surprise me, but at the same time, you would think that someone would care about their reputation enough to not say that your club members might rape some woman who joins.
Oh, that's not what he said. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's, oh my god. That's not what he was saying. There might be a breach of the conduct on campus towards women. It was hypothetical. It's hypo. He doesn't even know if this is gonna happen. He's posting a hypothetical what he might think happen. And why can't these clubs just be what they? Why do they need to be forced that white? Sorry, not white, but women have to be included in this. Why can't men have just a space like females have a space in this? Why does this? Oh, why does this have to happen?
The club. Like, that's a terrible, terrible thing to say.
That's the worst thing possible. You remember that movie, The Skulls?
no?
Mm-mm.
Am I dating myself again? So there's a film that came out probably in the late '90s, and it was about these type of clubs. So there's like these secret society clubs within these universities, private schools, and it's normally people of wealth, people of stature, their family, whatever else, and that's what these clubs are. I wonder if Charles' story is he actually.
Citation needed. First of all, you're gonna project a almost 20-year-old movie with Joshua Jackson and Paul Walker into this issue right here of a secret society of rich people who are where this one guy killed or raped someone. I can't remember what the movie was about, but basically where something criminal happens. This club isn't even secret. They haven't raped. There's nothing illegal going on here, and you're projecting a fictional freaking movie into and you're projecting it on this club, which has done nothing wrong. It has done nothing wrong. Oh my god, the cognitive dissonance with these people, especially this guy and the blonde chick. What the hell? You a fictional thing. You're comparing the situation and making these people potential rapists who are in this club just because they're male, and you're comparing this to a situation which isn't even real within a movie, and think it's comparable. Oh my god.
Student or like a representative of the club itself, because he was, with the policies and their administration that they were saying to accept female members would reduce the sexual assault. I was with them on that. But when he started going into, it's when he kept talking. Sometimes just say one thing and shut up.
Right.
Don't.
So you don't like when he says the truth of something hypothetical that might happen. He's telling the truth in an un-PC like manner, and you don't like it. That's what happens right here.
Don't even say anything else.
It
and
reveals his true character.
Yeah,
And
of
with
course.
these clubs, I would get with a private club. I actually get if you want to have an all-girl or all-boy club.
Well,
I
they
get
have
that.
Yeah.
fraternities
But-
and sororities.
Right. But
Yeah.
on these type of clubs that are affiliated with Harvard and these universities, there's a benefit of job connections
That's
and
that's what I'm
networking.
saying.
Yeah.
That's why I use that film as an
Right.
example. Yeah.
Everybody should be inclusive to that.
Yeah.
Again, you can make a new. Here, this radical idea. You can make a new club where this could be possible. What if the guys in this club don't want to network? They don't want to do this type of stuff. They just want to have a club with, again, gain friends, share ideas, speak with people of their own gender, instead of being in this space where you get constantly accused of being a potential rapist, and the so-called rape culture, all this crap, and you can just make a club for both genders, and they can network and all of your heart's desire. But just leave. Jesus Christ, why can't they just leave this club alone?
Everybody, not just white males, should be able to.
Citation needed that it's only white males. Are they only cis white males? Again, citation. You're the one reporting this, and you should know this. And you're not even reporting this. You're just talking about it. That these people are potential rapists. I forgot. You call yourselves journalists.
Be awarded that opportunity and that benefit that club offers them.
Yeah,
So that's the difference.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with Harvard in that they're trying to tackle sexual misconduct by integrating women into these clubs. That's not really the way you handle it. In fact, the way you do it is you make sure you take people seriously when they have accusations of sexual misconduct, and you do proper investigations to figure out what the truth is, right? That's
Exactly. Hallelujah. Again, I have to, even though in this video, it has done a lot of nonsense. I have to agree with her on this. And why are you? Again, I referred to the mattress girl and UVA and all. Just look at the Rolling Stone story where a guy got accused, or there was accusations of rape where there was no story or evidence that this happened. It was a fiction of an imagination of some girl. And how is this going to stop rape? I don't even.
the best way to tackle it. But yeah, proper discipline, exactly. But I don't know if, integrating these clubs like that is really the way
And
to tackle it.
education, why not?
Yeah, because the way, sorry, gonna rewind a little bit. How it happens organically is if you let these clubs decide for themselves. That's how it happens organically, and stuff like this is not gonna happen. That's how you do it instead of forcing this crap.
Tackle it.
Education. Why not educate these college students and really talk to them about what constitutes consent?
Yeah.
You know,
Because only guys have to be educated what consent is. Because only guys are rapists. Because if a guy gets himself wasted and a girl who is has not been drinking has sex with him, that's not rape because double standards. And what if both are wasted and both have sex? That would mean the guy and the woman is raped.
if somebody is drinking, that doesn't mean that constitutes as consent. There's a lot of rape culture that does exist on these college campuses.
Oh my god, there we have it. Ding ding ding. Rape culture. There is no rape culture in the West. That would mean.
Because of the lack of education, not to excuse it,
Yeah.
but that's where people can really get involved.
Sorry about that. There is no rape culture in the West because that would mean no rapists get punished. It's always talked about, and it's normal for people to say, "Hey, I raped a girl last Tuesday. I'm gonna do it again this Saturday." It doesn't exist. Rapists get punished, but you have to also have evidence to punish them. It's that simple. It's not education or that all men are potential rapists. It's so stupid.
Because of the lack of education, not to excuse it,
Yeah.
but that's where people can really get involved and make a change when it comes to reducing these horrible statistics that exist on these college campuses.
And these Ivy League schools.
You mean the rape culture that's in happening to men in prisons? That's what real rape culture is, not this made up thing.
Try to cover everything up because they want to maintain their, clean and pristine,
Citation needed.
relationships and reputations.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of the other problems come from as well.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna post the links, and you can make up your own damn mind regarding this. Stay awesome, everyone. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.